Native American word for check.
I'm about to buy 2 pairs of shoes for the price of one.
2 pairs of shoes?
Yeah.
What kind of shoes?
Helm boots, but they're actually just shoes. They're not boots. But I have some boots from this company. I like those boots. But then I got a text that said, well, let me read it verbatim.
Okay.
What the hell's that squeaking noise?
Oh, no. Ellie, is that you squeaking that? It's baby? Okay.
Last chance.
That was the text.
I can still hear the squeaking.
I know. Hold on. All right, close the door.
Yeah, baby. Last chance. All capital letters. To buy one, get one free, all capital letters, before prices increase.
Whoa. That's very exciting.
So I know it's a trap. I know. I get it. I understand that it's a trap. Playing on the fears with the tariffs and the prices going up across the board. And maybe
I just thought, that's just a regular sales tactic.
Yeah, but who knows? They know these days there's extra fear because all prices are going to go up.
Yeah.
So I have 2 pairs of shoes in my cart, and I don't know if I should check out, if I should fall into their fucking trap or not.
Well,
but I also,
is it really a trap? Because how much are the shoes? Are they really buy one, get one free?
Yeah, they're usually $275. They're marked down to $199, and then I could get 2 for the $199. They're also running out of sizes. I normally wear a 10.5. They only have size 10, but I've quite often, I don't even know the last time I officially had my feet measured. 10.5 may not be my correct shoe size. Doing some measurements on my own, it seems like a 10 is probably more accurate, and I could probably wear a 10. I just always buy 10.5 because that's what I've done my whole life.
Okay. So which one are you getting?
I don't know. They don't have the 10.5. So should I risk this getting only the 10s because they're selling fast, and then they tell you only low stock, only 3 pair left, buy one, get one free, prices going up.
You'd be able to get the 10, and then if you get it and they don't fit, then you'd be able to swap.
I've swapped to nothing because there's no 10.5 left. They're all sold out. I have to get my refund. I hate this shit. I hate this. This should not be a difficult thing, but there's so many factors going into it, and I don't like what these people are doing.
Yeah.
Except I do like the shoes. I also feel like I have glass in my fingers now. I had this thing of, I don't know what the hell they are. Not antioxidants. I did buy antioxidant supplements. These are amino acids, and they're in this glass jar.
Yeah.
And I put the glass jar in my suitcase, and opening my suitcase, the bottom had broken off, just the bottom, but there's glass everywhere, and I was cleaning it up. Feels like it's embedded.
Do you feel it in your fingers?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was microscopic, so it got down in there.
Okay.
Oh, life is too hard. Shoes and glass. I don't know what to do.
I think you should go for the shoes. Unless you already have shoes that you don't need them.
I mean, these are nicer shoes than I know. These aren't sneakers. These are nicer shoes.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to start acting my age and I'm going to start wearing blazers and stuff, I should have nicer shoes, I feel.
Oh, you feel like these shoes will be the thing?
It'll match my new look that I'm going for.
Yeah. You have a new look?
Yeah, an age-appropriate look.
Okay.
With sports coats, blazers.
Sports coats and blazers. Are you going to wear a t-shirt underneath?
What's wrong with that?
And be like, hey, wear jeans and a sports coat.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's dated.
No, it's not dated.
It's not?
I don't think. Why? Because Jerry Seinfeld did it?
Well, yeah. I was thinking about that boyfriend I had, Wade. He always did that.
No, I never saw that guy. I never saw that guy in a blazer. Well, that's how he dressed up. That was when I dress up. If there's a formal affair, I have actual formal clothes. I'm not putting these on pretending.
Yeah.
That they're formal. I was like, I got to go to a wedding, so I'm going to put my fanciest stretch jeans on.
My darkest wash jean.
Yeah. and an improperly fitting blazer.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm doing. This is
Okay.
a more of an everyday type of look. A playwright would wear something like this,
Ooh,
which
a
I soon will
playwright.
be, maybe.
Hmm. Okay, then go
I'll-
for it. Then you got to do it.
That makes me think of the play that I was working on, the Eric Bogosian play.
Yeah, how's that?
I don't know, because I left town. I kind of built the show, but I didn't get to do the tech check, and then I got back to town and I wanted to check with them to see how it went, but I'm worried it sucked, so I'm just avoiding it. I wasn't able to.
So you don't know it. You don't know how it went.
No, it's still going. It's running all this month.
Yeah. Are you gonna go see it?
No,
Why not?
because what if the sound blows because I wasn't around to do the tech check?
Well, then you're there to say, hey, I saw some things that were a problem.
Yeah, and they'll say, we've been running for 2 weeks. Thanks for your input. Thanks for going on that cruise.
Yeah, they
chump."
would say, thanks for your input. I can't believe that the person that we had doing this, it wouldn't be your fault. They wouldn't blame you.
I need an assistant. That's what I need. Somebody to step in when I'm not around.
An assistant.
All these other people have assistants. The lighting tech has an assistant. The set design
Really?
people have
Who
assistants.
pays for that? Them?
I mean, I guess the production, or they get hired and they say, all right, if you hire me, I come along with this person and this person costs this much. So this is what it'll
Yeah.
cost you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you should go see the play.
You should get into the local Crofton, whatever the town is
Theater
called.
scene.
Yeah, you should get involved.
I can't go to any rehearsals
Why?
because I work until 7.
You can pre-record.
Pre-record what?
You should listen back to like a month's worth of shows and see what you actually say. I know sometimes like you're given room to speak.
Yeah.
But other times you're probably just chiming in, saying something just so people remember that you're there. And you can record those things. You can have a whole library of reactions. And those can just be played during the show if you need to leave early.
God. The job. My job is so difficult for me to wrap my head around because I want to complain about it. And but it's like it's such a short amount of time for actual work. It's barely work. I get paid a lot for the amount of time I put in, but not a lot for what the show is and how successful it's been.
Oh, we know. Anyone
I know.
listening
But then
knows.
it's so hard because like I want to speak freely about it, but I feel sort of guilty talking shit, you know?
Well, this is the time to do it because I've created a big deal about these very minor, inane decisions I have going on in my life and presenting them as a big deal. So go for it.
Yeah. Well, I have a job interview tomorrow.
What the fuck? Where?
At this Annapolis like property place.
Oh, that's not what you want to do. Go to the Baltimore radio stations.
Oh. Good idea.
There's not some morning
Stay
show there?
in radio.
Yeah, but maybe there's some morning show that needs someone. They'll pay you like $125,000.
They won't. Nobody will.
You don't think so?
No, not at all. Do you think there's money in radio? There's no money. If there's no money at
there's
WSB,
some.
there's no money here.
There's some money. Some people are making decent money, just not you.
Exactly. Some people are making decent money where at WSB too, but not me.
Yeah,
not,
but that's
not Tim, not Jared.
That's the beauty of going to a new station. They don't know. You know, the WSB was always going to view you as the person who came in that nobody
From
in the market,
beginning.
Yeah, that nobody in the market knew, and they were taking a risk on Eric's show, and you just got stuck there. So if you go to a new station, you say, "I'm a big fucking deal."
Yeah,
bitches.
Well, I don't want to be in radio.
You want me to do the morning show? $250,000 a year.
Ugh, I can't imagine. I mean, radio is such a dying medium.
You could, be
Bless
the female
I miss
sidekick.
it. Like I loved radio.
You could be the female sidekick of some dude named like Big Shoe.
Yeah. Big shoe in the morning.
He treats you like shit.
Cool. So like another work relationship that is difficult for me. Cool.
This time you're getting paid a lot more. Fivefold.
Fivefold.
5-Finger Death Punch.
Yeah.
You don't remember that cool band?
5-Finger Death Punch?
Yeah.
No.
What was their song? I have no clue.
Punch Out.
The Buzz was playing this. The Buzz would play this band.
Yeah?
The 5-Finger Death Punch.
I don't remember.
That's a cool name, dude.
Cool
What's
name,
it in reference to? A reference to the 5-point palm exploding heart technique from the film Kill Bill Volume 2.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So it's like they made their own little fun thing to punch somebody? It's not real.
That's the band's name. They thought it was cool.
Oh, well, they sound really cool. Do you remember the song?
It's like a band being called Jebediah Springfield.
Do you know the name of their song?
Oh boy, I don't remember. Most popular song.
Death Punch.
No, not Wash It All Away. That's from 2015.
That makes me think of Can You Take It All Away? Will you shout it in my face? Explain again to me.
I have no clue. I don't want to spend any more time on this. Welcome to One Topic,
where we stick to one topic.
Continue.
My name is Greg Russ.
No, it's not.
Oh, my name is Autumn Fisher.
Yes, don't confuse the audience. We're growing by leaps and bounds, and people don't know who we are. My name is Greg Russ.
Ooh, I'm looking at 5-Finger Death Punch. They look very upset.
They're just having fun.
Yeah.
They're just playing a part. It's a role. Yeah, I grew my dreads.
Never Enough. It looks like that's their song. Oh, hold on. It's in my ear.
Yeah, crunch. Crunch, crunch, crunch the guitar. Crunch. I can barely hear it.
Aw, it's so angsty.
That guy's been he's probably been growing his dreads since the band started. I decided not to wash my hair once since the band took off. Yeah, it's just got that sound. It's got the sound that all those bands at that time had.
Yeah, he didn't have dreads in this video.
What?
No dreads. He's bald.
He's betraying his look, the fans, the label, everyone who ever believed in him by not having the dreads.
The tragic truth. Gone away. So this is the song that you think is the one from...
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This is the ballad. You think he's going to kick in now?
Wait. Yeah. Hell is so far. Wait, that's not. Wait. And it feels like.
That's like The Offspring.
Yeah. Now that you've gone away. It's a cover.
It's not better. If you're going to cover the song, you better make it better.
Oh boy, there's like some army guys coming and like telling a lady that someone's dead, and there's a little girl with a teddy bear.
Yeah. It's tough. It's a tough world.
That's not theirs. What the heck?
They covered it.
5-Finger Discount.
They put their own spin on it. They made it worse.
Yeah. Oy, 5-Finger Discount. Bad Company? Bad Company.
No, but come on. No, I don't want to listen to this anymore.
The Bleeding. That's from 2007. Okay, that has to be it.
Maybe I'm getting it confused. Maybe they didn't come out when they're just around that time. There was a blur of years.
All right, I hate this. Yeah. Well, Five Finger Death Grip sounds so they look really cool.
You're offending people right now.
I'm so sorry.
Some big fans.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's tough to make it as a band these days.
Sure.
There are no bands that chart unless it's the Killers' Mr. Brightside. For whatever reason, that just stays on the charts permanently.
Really?
But any new bands, all the top songs. I really
like The Man, that Killers song, because I'm the man. It's really cool. It's like disco-y and fun.
I don't remember all the stats, but I saw something recently that said there hasn't been any charting band, like top songs, in a long, long time.
Huh.
The day of the band is gone. And if you're in a band, not to say there aren't fans for bands.
Band fans.
Good luck. I have a friend who was in a band that was signed by Matador, and he still is a waiter at a Italian restaurant in Florida.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's a offshoot, a very subcategory of the music industry. And just like acting or whatever, it's hard to make it in an art.
It's all singer-songwriters.
Yeah.
In country.
Well, even John, what's his name? John.
What, the one who writes his music while he's taking dumps, John Mayer?
Yeah. John Mayer, yeah.
The one who stole all the songs from your friend?
Yeah. He at least, like, he joined Dead and Company.
Yeah,
so that was smart. Right. And even the friend that he like kind of stole some stuff. I don't know if he stole it. But the other person, Clay, now is in wherever the fuck that band is, Chicken Fried.
But does he just get paid as a musician in the band, or does he get extra money?
I have no idea. That was like starting right when he and Michelle were breaking up.
Yeah, right.
Like that was on the horizon. It wasn't happening yet. And the first time he played me their music, and it was like that toes in the water, ass in the sand, or something, cold beer in my hand. I was like, oh no, what are you doing? But this is like the most lucrative thing he's ever done.
Yeah, isn't it like the Charlie Marshall Band or something?
No, because that's Marshall Tucker. Yeah. Is that it?
No, it's not Marshall Tucker.
No, because that's what he was. Wait a minute. That was the bit. That's the Can't You See? Oh, can't you see?
What's his last name?
Clay Cook.
That's right.
What that woman.
The guy that John Mayer stole all his songs from.
No, that's not true.
And then gave him like $5 and then pretended he didn't know who he was backstage.
There was some weird, once he's famous, kind of pretended, I don't know, like some weirdness. But I guess they've kind of made up. I don't know.
Zac Brown Band.
Zac Brown Band. But I think he was in the Marshall, like I think his uncle was in that band. And then he would like tour around with them, like when we were in high school.
Let's see what his net worth is.
He's like lives in a fancy like acreage in Nashville, I think.
It says Zac Brown Band net worth $32 million.
Well, that's the Zac Brown Band.
That's also probably not true. I mean, it could be true. I don't know where these people get those numbers.
Yeah,
you type in someone's name and ask net worth. You ever look up yours?
I don't think I'm on here.
Let's see.
Net worth.
Oh, Cameo is the first thing that comes up.
Well, that's cool.
That you're not allowed to promote.
Yep. Fuck them.
You can't promote your Cameo on the air. That's plug-ola.
So stupid.
Any opportunity for you to make more money, we're going to shut it down.
I know. Thankfully, I've got these other gigs. But...
You should just, the person who said that's gone. I would just start doing it again.
They are?
Yeah, I thought the GM of everything was the one who said you can't do that.
Oh, I thought it was the program director.
Oh. Don't listen to me. What the fuck?
Well, I don't know. I guess I heard it from, I wasn't even told. I just heard about it on air. So.
Who is Eric Von Hessler? Network, height, weight, relationship, house.
House? Eric Von Hessler, film producer, it says.
He produced and directed a film, sure.
He did.
Barrett Media, boy. Eric Von Hessler. I have never and will never win a radio award. From 1 year ago.
Ugh, I can't. All right, we got to talk about something else.
An award. I want an award for my shelf. You can buy your own awards.
You could.
I have a whole shelf of things I accomplished that aren't necessarily lies, but also don't matter.
You got to play the game, and he won't play the game, which is fine. But, don't know. I can't. I really can't focus on it.
Can't you see?
It gives me cancer.
Can't you see what that woman?
So talk about your cruise. I want to know about it.
What would you like to know about the cruise?
You went on a Disney cruise by yourself.
It was the weirdest thing to tell people at work. Like, where are you going? And I even said it to you the last time we recorded. I said, it's the last thing you'd ever expect me to do. And I think you said Disney World.
I said, I was like, Disney World. You're like, whoa, it's really close.
And other people at work said either Disney World or a cruise.
Oh, wow.
And I said, wow, you're really close. Marry those two things. And then I had to explain. It's not, I didn't choose this.
Right.
This is a family trip. I didn't pay a thing for it. As if that justified it somehow. Oh, okay. You didn't spend any of your own money on it? Okay, I won't judge you. I don't even know if anyone's going to judge me. And one of the people I work with would probably love it because she's one of those Disney adults. And if you look at her Instagram, it's kind of weird.
Oh, no.
There's like a lot of... It's like, how, when you're 38 or something? You're doing this? Okay.
What kind of stuff are you referring to?
You know, those Disney adults dressing up.
Yeah.
I'm shocked at the number of people who wear Mickey and Minnie ears.
Those ears are so popular. It's like if you go there, you got to get your ears. And you have to pick out, because there's all these different ones. It's like the ones that fit your personality the most.
It's a fucking scam. They've got everyone exactly where they want them. They're a bunch of adults who don't act like adults. Same thing with Marvel, which is a Disney property. Not that I won't watch Marvel movies. I'll watch them. They're fine. I've never read comic books, but I don't care about the casting. I don't get all wrapped up and angry of things that who gives a shit? They just exist and I'll watch it. And some are better than others. And none of them are high art.
No.
Makes me sound very pretentious. It's the truth. But in general, I feel like it's for children, that you can watch it as an adult. But if it takes up any more of your mental capacity than just going and watching the film and maybe talking about it and thinking about it for 5 minutes after, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Well, there's certainly the movies like you're talking about that are a whole lot of nothing, but just like IPs that you recognize. But there are like some really good Pixar movies that stick with you and haunt you, and those are for kids, but it's still, at least it feels like there's more effort put into that.
Well, Pixar always had a good balance.
Than like a lady Captain America or something, whatever that was.
Pixar. Yes, I think they knew that the draw was parents bringing their kids.
Yeah.
But then they did a good job at introducing themes and interjecting things into the film that appealed to kids and adults. And, plenty of stories of adults crying from these movies.
Oof, it's true.
I guess they got away from it. They lost their touch. I don't know what happened.
Well, it gets watered down. Like it starts being, there starts to be these messages and stuff instead of just actually interesting stories or touching stories. So it's like, okay, well, it's about a girl and she's empowered or whatever, or it's about it's a lot of female empowerment stuff. And it
And
takes away from the ability to tell a really good story because you're focusing on the wrong element.
well, you could just present it and let it be, and nobody would think about it, and the intention would still land. There would be
Yeah.
subconscious at that point, or a little more passive. But they need to make a big deal about it and pat themselves on the back and say, "Look at us, we're doing the right thing." So that always ruins it. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, now you're gonna spoon feed me some moral and ethical lesson, and I'm not really interested in that. You could
No.
just make a good movie where the lead is a female and she's powerful and she does what she needs to do. And if you don't draw attention to it, there was one of those Avengers films where I think it was Endgame. There was a big battle, and all the female superheroes had one scene where they worked together, and then the way they kind of just stood and posed for the camera after I was like, okay, yeah, okay, cool. You could have done the same thing without the fucking posing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird.
So heavy-handed. It's always been the issue with any of it.
Mm.
So, not to go down that path. Yes, the cruise happened. I hadn't been on a cruise since I was, I don't know, I think freshman year in college when I went with my friend Kent and his family. And we had gone on a cruise before when we were 16 with my parents. My parents got us our own cabin, and we got off at the Bahamas, snuck in some booze, some rum. It was disgusting tasting. So I got some soft serve ice cream and mixed it with that, and that was still disgusting.
Yeah.
It was the period of your life where you're like, this is gross, but I want to be drunk.
Yeah. You just got to you got to get this in.
So I'm sure we were fucking assholes. I'm sure we got drunk. I remember staying up all night. You end up meeting other people. It's a non-Disney cruise. That was a Norwegian cruise, but you meet other teenagers, and I remember the sun coming up. Like, yeah, we've been up all night. Cool. And you think, we'll stay in touch. Let's all stay in touch. And then you never do.
Oh, no.
And I enjoyed it. I never really had anything against cruises, and they were fun at that age. I think, I don't know when it turned to my brain.
When you became an adult?
Yeah, well, it just became this thing. It's like, oh, you're going to be on this boat with all these gluttons who are shoving buffet food into their mouths 24 hours a day, and they're going to be loud and rude. And, the cruising to the ports, you get off and you have like 6 hours in a place, and it's a area that's made for the cruise ship.
Yeah, and so it's like not real.
Yeah, people fool themselves. And I visited another country. It's like, no, you didn't. You saw nothing of that country. And the kind of people who think that they're world travelers because they went to a port, I think that was part of the... Does
anybody think people consider that visiting like a new country?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they tell people, like, yeah, my sense of wanderlust is insatiable. I travel the world. I go to ports on the cruise ship where it's safe. It's like the people who go to a country and then they go to the resort and they don't leave the resort.
Yeah.
Like, I went to Dominican Republic. It was beautiful. It's like, yeah, you stole the prettiest beach, or the resort you went to stole the prettiest beach, and the people who live in that country don't have access to it. But you did. Yeah. So
I went to a all-inclusive resort in Dominican Republic, but I was there for the resort, I mean, we left the compound and like we went to a grocery store because I wanted to look at like a local, I asked the person to take us to a local grocery store.
And
it was cool.
They didn't warn you? No, don't leave.
No.
Gringo.
He actually hooked us up with Mama Juana, which is that like liquor that they make out of like tree bark and stuff. It was neat.
Yeah, did you hallucinate? Is it like
no,
absinthe?
It's not like that. It was just booze. It's just like, homemade wine kind of thing.
Well, we went to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and you get off the ship, and there's the old town section, and it's all the colorful buildings, and not to say there aren't people who live there who go there. It's not just for the cruise ships, but most people don't wander out of that area. And
sure.
I dragged Christina in the heat. Like, we're going to the new San Juan, where the cruise people don't go. We ended up walking 25,000 steps that day.
Oh.
But it was good.
Was she okay with it? Was she all right?
Yeah,
Were you okay?
Fine. I didn't put on any shorts that day because it was raining earlier.
Yeah.
And I don't like wearing shorts anyway, but I did buy a couple of shorts from Old Navy for this trip. But that day I kept the pants on. And what little sunburn I got was like itching like fucking crazy.
Oh.
I have one of those terrible tans where it's your neck and arm.
Oh no.
When you take off your shirt, it's white as a ghost.
You didn't wear sunscreen?
I don't know. I thought I put some on, but I also thought I never get any sun. I should get some vitamin D.
And just on very small amounts of places.
I should take the burn. But anyway, walking, to different parts of the city that the cruise people aren't going.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun.
What'd you see?
We didn't even do anything. We just walked and looked. And I took pictures of all the old decrepit buildings I could find because that's what I like to do.
Okay. Did she have a good time?
Yeah, I think she had a good time. She had a nice time. And then
you couldn't get like a car to go back?
No car.
No car.
Get the exercise in. I don't know what, it's like 12 miles, 13 miles walking.
Wow. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Did you walk around the ship? Like, did you make laps?
I mean, you walk.
I've never been on a cruise ever.
Okay, so going on this cruise, I know I talked about it a lot on the radio show over the week. We went, my sisters, my parents, family friend who paid for the whole thing, Christina and me, my nieces and nephews, aged 1.5 to 7. And there's some trying times during that dinner, especially, and then going to shows in the theater after. I don't know. Parents always do this thing. And it's not just my sisters, just parents in general. A kid doesn't want to be at a certain place. It's throwing a fucking fit. And the parent always points to something. Look at that. Look there. Look at that light. Look at that. That's Moana on stage. Look. It's like when I went to see the Jurassic Park movie. And I guess I brought this up on the air too. So I'm sorry for repeating myself to anyone who heard this. But why? Look, dinosaurs. It's like your kid does not give a fucking shit about the dinosaurs. They don't want to be in this movie theater, and you need to just accept that and fucking leave. Why do you stay? Like, I'd like to blame.
I mean, on the cruise ship, at least you kind of think, well, this is only for them. I'm only here for them.
I mean, there is some of that because there's just kids. Even kids like to talk and they're not quiet. Yeah. And they pare down the shows. Like the Beauty and the Beast musical was 1 hour and 15 minutes, which I thought was like, that's already pushing it. But for a live stage,
that sounds long.
But for a stage show, like that thing would probably be 2 hours if you did it correctly. So you kind of just go through the major scenes and all the connective tissues cut out.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Like I was surprised. And I guess it's because Disney does actually care about their shows. Not to say other cruise lines don't. I have no clue. I watched a video of Cats on a different cruise line once and it looked awful. It was
really,
because to me, Cats is one of those things. It's goofy to begin with, but if you get really good dancers, like real professional dancers, they can pull it off. But it's a very fine line. And if you're a very, very good dancer, but you're not a professional dancer, or you weren't good enough to make it to a Broadway show, so you're on the cruise ship, that it just reads. And I can't articulate why, but you watch it and you're like, oh my God, this is the goofiest fucking thing that I've ever seen in my life. And who knows? Again, I hadn't been on a cruise in decades. They probably all upped their game. They have goddamn roller coasters on their
that's wild.
Ships now and bumper cars and who knows what else. There was a big water slide on this ship that we were on. You got in a raft and you went through it, but it's closed half the time because it's too windy. Like, why do you even have this here if people can't use it?
Like different seasons, right? Like it would probably be more conducive for things like that. But it feels so weird. Like you were talking about the amount of people on the ship, and then like gorging themselves. You talked about, and also I think about like the toilets, like how many toilets there are and how many people are using them.
I was thinking about that too, and the number of people are eating more than they normally eat.
Yeah.
So those toilets, thank God they flush like an airplane toilet.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, it's that high suction thing.
That's kind of scary, though. I don't like that.
I think it's cool. It's like, hey, you don't have to worry about clogging this toilet. And if you did clog that toilet, then You deserve a trophy. One of these trophies I was talking about earlier that you create for yourself and put on the shelf. I clogged a cruise ship toilet. It had
How was the
suction.
food?
I mean, it's good. I don't know. It's
Was there like a fit? Because I know I've seen some TikToks where people paid for like a upgraded food package, and it meant like they had access to certain restaurants, but they said it was like not worth it because like all the food's the same.
well. So the Disney ship has 2 restaurants that you can pay for that aren't
Oh, okay.
included, and one of them is like wildly expensive,
Yeah.
hundreds of dollars a person.
Whoa.
And the other one's like $85 a person. And supposedly they have some chefs attached to it. Chefs' names I can't remember. Chefs' names don't mean anything to me. I don't care about that world.
Okay.
But maybe if I could remember and I said the name, somebody would say, "Oh my, yes."
Yeah. Do you don't have them at all?
No.
Okay.
I could look. I it's not like
Tom Colicchio.
It's not like Emerald or Jacques Pepin.
Jacques Pepin.
None of those people. But other than that, there's 3 different restaurants you cycle through. One's a fancier restaurant, one's Marvel themed, and one's Coco themed.
Oh, the Coco one. How was that Coco one?
It's like the dining room's nice. There's a lot of work into it. I signed up for this free tour of the ship, and I thought it was going to be like, you're going to go to the engine rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It was you walk around, and the person told you about all the detail, the aesthetic of the ship, which ended up being interesting. But I was like, I want to see the fucking engine. Man.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. But
do they have people down in the bowels like in Titanic shoveling coal and stuff into the burners?
Probably. Yeah, I assume that they do.
Yeah, those big pistons. You want to see those?
But instead, I was like, hey, here's all the thought that went into all this detail that you're not noticing. And when they
Disney is cool like that. Like Disney does include such intricate detail into things. It's kind of interesting to know that they might still do that on a cruise ship and not just at the parks.
They certainly did. They did.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's pointed out and you can appreciate it and you say, all right, cool. Now show me that fucking engine room. That's what I want to go see. What
Should've
powers this
like
beast, this giant floating city.
Where does the poop go? That's what you should have asked.
It just goes into a big holding tank until they get to port. God. Or if they're like Dave Matthews Bus, they just dump it out.
Did we look up how they get rid of the waste? Isn't it like filter? Like, isn't there like a filtration system or something?
Yeah, and then you drink that water.
Is that how it goes, really?
Well, I was reading about where fresh water from cruise ships comes from, and some of them have plants that can desalinate.
Desalinate?
Yeah, desalinate the water by boiling it and creating steam. And when you collect the steam, it condenses and the salt doesn't go with it, and you just collect that.
Right.
And then that becomes the fresh water. Or they can just fill up, I guess, at port. But that seems less efficient since you're floating on a bunch of salt water. And if you can convert it, you may as well do that. But where does the shit water go?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where does the wastewater go?
Where's your doo-doo water go?
It is, I mean, in general, I've always enjoyed the at-sea days better than the port days on cruises when you're just out there in the middle of the ocean. And there's plenty to do. There's 2 movie theaters there. I don't go to the pools or anything, but I went to the deck. There's casual food. There's soft serve ice cream. And I ate God knows how much pounds of it.
You're obsessed.
So I've always appreciated it. But yeah, somewhere along the line, the thought of a cruise in my brain shifted, like it was just some trash thing to do. But a Disney cruise in general, it probably cost for all of us to go, who knows what, $60,000, $70,000.
Yeah, I can't believe that this family friend is so wealthy to take this many people.
Well, she never got cruise. She does, she never had kids. She didn't get married. Her dad died.
Yeah,
and I think it was some of the money that she got there, and she wanted to be nice.
Well, that's amazing. I feel like if I was going to go on any cruise, I wouldn't want to do it to go by myself or with like a partner. But yeah, so I think I would only want to take the kids, and then I would only want to do Disney because it is so like kid focused. So it really would be for them. And I bet you that would be way cheaper than going to Disney World.
That I'd agree with.
Yeah. And like way less hassle, but still like a lot of Disney magic there, I would guess.
We went to Epcot. So we went down a day early.
Okay.
And went to Epcot. And I had a good time. I wanted to go to Epcot. That was the park I remember liking the most as a kid, of course, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
the one most kids probably are bored with.
Yeah. That's the big golf ball, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But even going and walking around all day, it's tiring. And if you go on a trip to Disney World, I asked Christina this, like, how the hell do people do this for like 5 days, 6 days straight?
Yeah.
Like every day. It's like, all right, we're just going.
It's like going to Six Flags. It's like, I'm going to go to Six Flags every day. It's
a lot. I think the cruise would be a better choice if it's something you wanted to do. And I was thinking about other cruise ships and cruise lines. A Carnival, to me, this is not based on anything I actually know, but I assume it's just a bunch of drunk fucking frat dudes looking to bang, and it's loud and there's raves. And it's like, I don't want to go on the
Carnival. I think Carnival is known as like Black Party Cruise.
Is it?
I think so.
Where'd you get this information from?
TikTok. And not as a negative way, but more like, man, Carnival has a lot of fun. You have a lot of fun on a Carnival cruise.
Well, it doesn't sound fun to me. That's
right, because if you want to have like a relaxing whatever, this is not it. Because they're trying to party, like they're hyping you up. They're doing like contests at the pool.
So here you go, jumping back just quickly. The gray water, which is shower water, sink water, piss water. They have treatment facilities on board that filter the solids, and then they use chemicals to kill the bacteria, and then they just dump it into the ocean as long as they're like a certain distance away from shore.
Okay.
Which, okay, fine. The ocean is...
And then all of the, I guess, so it filters out the solids. Yes. And where do those solids go? Into a tank.
Okay, so yeah, where do the solids go? Where does the solid waste?
Where do all the solids go?
Solid waste, including the trash and food scraps, they offload it at ports. And some waste is treated and discharged into the ocean. But I think, again, that's just talking about the water.
Yeah.
The gray water.
I like that they call it gray water. They're like being kind.
Oceans are so fucking gross. People just go swimming.
We're so gross. Humans are so gross.
Yeah, yes. But even without humans, I know
individually humans are fine, but like I said, it's like when you have a floating building, and all of the people are there eating and drinking and pooping. It's like, oh God.
Well, yeah, there's like 1,500 staterooms, each one with a toilet, and the public bathrooms, and then all the crew bathrooms, and there's like there's like 1,500 crew members on that ship.
Yeah,
they're all there just taking dumps.
Yeah,
going into one big tank.
And then everybody's doing all kinds of weird stuff. People are putting tampons down there.
No, you're not supposed
Condoms. You're throwing your soup down there.
You're not supposed to do any of that stuff.
Does it say?
Yes, please don't. Yeah, only toilet paper.
Yeah.
But then again, they say that in New York. Here they say the only things that should go into the toilet are toilet paper, not those adult wipes that they claim are safe for the sewers.
Oh, yeah. They all say that they're flushable. And everybody who works in the field say, no, they're not.
Yeah, it's just a lie.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be toilet paper, pee, poop, and vomit. And that's it.
Ugh.
Nothing else should go down.
Okay.
If you have a septic tank, for sure,
maybe
because, okay, some blood. Yeah. Septic tank, if you put anything down there, that's going to be a problem real quick. So you don't do that. But, here we have direct connections to the sewers, and people don't give a shit. And like, all right, I'll just flush everything. Then you get those fatbergs that block the sewers, and they weigh tons of just hair and grease and condoms. That was the one thing on the ship. I wanted to follow the rules, but it's like, what do you do with a condom? So you just
you put them in the trash.
Yeah, but I want to leave it in the room because there's the recycling. So I put it in this cup. The cup you get for like the soda machines with a lid, but I was like, well, what if like that's recyclable, and then the guy opens it to separate, and then that's in. So I took it out of the room, and then there's no trash cans anywhere, and there's this coffee bar, and I was like, do you have a trash can? He's like, yeah, I can throw that away for you. I'm just hand him a cup.
Gross.
Yeah. Like,
But don't they come and clean your room every day if you want?
Yeah, they cleaned it constantly. The guy who cleaned
Yeah,
the room
so you
was
could
great.
just leave that in the trash in the room.
I know, but what I'm saying is I don't want him to. I think it's shitty. I think of these people.
Yeah, but they'll just take the trash. They're not going to go through the trash to see what's recyclable. They're just going to pick up the trash and get out of there as fast as they can.
I was worried that they would say, well, this is a cardboard cup. That's technically recyclable. So I'll open it up and take the plastic lid and put that over here.
I mean, I get that, but that's like if they have one room to do that day instead of like 40.
I mean, those people, they work nonstop, I guess. Like the people clean the rooms, so they do. I know that I don't know how many rooms they have, but they're doing the midday shift, which is making the beds. Then they do a turn down service. So while you're at dinner, they come in and they make some towel creature. Each night it's a different animal made out of a towel on your bed, and then they turn down the sheets and they put some chocolate there. So that keeps them pretty busy. And then the waiters, the servers are doing dinner. But they're also doing breakfast. You don't have to go to breakfast, or they have more casual breakfast. Yeah. But there's this big market area with all these different food options, and the people serving the food are also the servers at night, and that's for lunch too. Yeah, I ran into like the same people who would serve us at night. It's like, but you don't fucking, and you don't have. We were there for 7 days. They served us every day. It's like you get a day off. What do you work a day? 15 hours? It's pretty wild. I don't know if there are different labor laws because you're at sea.
Well, no, I think that there are still standard labor laws, but it's just like working in restaurants. It's like people don't get their, 15-minute breaks if we're all busy unless you smoke. No one's like legally taking their allotted breaks. People just work. But I would guess that there's like, I don't know, there's probably periods of rest, right? Or like maybe people do mornings and then they do evenings and somebody else is in the middle.
Maybe, but again, you're working 7 days a week, and then they turn that thing around and set sail the day you get off that morning. They clean it, and then the people board that afternoon, and they're off again.
Do they really? That afternoon?
Yeah.
So when you were getting on the boat, people were leaving?
Well, we got off like early in the morning, 7:30 in the morning, and then the next people start to board probably around noon, 12:31.
Does everybody have to be out by a certain time?
Yeah.
What happens if you don't leave?
You have to be out of your room by 8.
Damn,
they track everything you fucking do. That's one thing. They give you a card, and that's the key to your stateroom. But when you get off the ship at port, you scan it. When you get back on, you scan it so they know where you're going. And I get that too. They want to make sure no one's left behind because they will leave you if you don't come back.
How does that work when you're left behind?
I think it's just up to you at that point to get home. Like,
damn.
Right, buy a plane ticket.
Wow.
You knew. Now because they're tracking you and they know you left and you're not back on yet. I don't know if they double check, like, well, did they somehow get through without scanning? But when you're getting off for the final time, you scan too, so they know you're off the ship. So if you tried to stay on, they'd figure it out. I feel like in the past, when they didn't have all of this, maybe you could try, but you wouldn't have a room at that point. So you could try to
sleep in the.
You could try to
areas.
hide. Yeah, you could hide somewhere.
Find a uniform, like find where they keep the uniforms. Hide in there, change, and then get to work.
I think I would like living on a boat for not forever, but they do these 6-month contracts. I was talking to a guy at one of the bars.
Oh, okay.
And he was only 2 weeks in. He's from Indonesia and he has kids, 7 and 3. And he's like, I don't see him for 6 months.
Whoa.
And he's just there 6 months on the ship, and then they get a certain amount of time off, and then they have to come back.
Yeah.
But in general,
6 months.
Like if I did the Queen Mary 2 from New York to the UK, it's like a 7-night. You're not getting off anywhere. Obviously, you're going over
the Queen Elizabeth too.
Yeah, I would like to do it. I think I would do that.
Okay.
If I did a month on a ship, I think I would be okay with it. I really like.
You should watch Below Deck. Have you ever watched Below Deck?
No, I don't want to watch the yacht people.
No, it's interesting because it's not really about. it's not always about the clients. It's about the interpersonal stuff. But then you get to see like how stuff's run. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, but it's a reality show, and then they fight and they booze and they do drugs and they
Well, they fight and they
get
booze. They don't
angry.
do drugs.
Well, not on camera.
Nah, they're not doing drugs.
Well, the one guy from the Stupid Restaurant Show, he was talking about how much coke he would do.
The what restaurant show?
I don't know, the show about the restaurant. The
Oh,
reality
you're
show.
talking about Vanderpump Rules?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's different. These are people like those are waiters and bartenders. These are people who have actual skills, like deck skills,
Oh.
you know, and have to like know how to fix problems with engines and understand like maritime law and stuff. Like,
all right, so you're fine. They're probably
it's
breaking
different.
laws if they're doing drugs.
Yeah, it's different. Drugs are not there, but for sure boozing.
I just really like the fact that everything's contained. You go to the movie theater, you go to dinner, you go see the live show.
So you like a cruise.
There was no casino on this one, but it's easier for me to get out and go do things because it's like, oh, it's all so close and I can just retreat back to my room for like 20 minutes if I wanted. Where here, it's like, oh, I gotta go take a train for 30 minutes and then it's a big deal.
Do you think you'd retire on a boat? You know, like those people that it's cheaper for them to retire on cruise ships?
I don't know, probably not.
I feel like that's a good idea.
See, what I like the ship, but being there with all the people, that's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
But it's nice to just go to the bar and you sit there, and it's kind of weird. You think, oh yeah, I'm just on this big moving boat right now, and we're acting like everything's normal, eating dinner and watching movies.
Yeah. Pretending like you're not on a building that's floating in the ocean.
Yeah, and then you look out the window and you're like, oh shit, yeah, we're just in the middle of fucking nowhere. And
Was it ever scary?
No, I think about if you took one of the ships to the UK because you're going over the North Atlantic, I'm sure it can get rough at times. Like, this is not to say a storm couldn't come in, but I think, hurricanes come in, they know they have enough warning, they probably cancel things. If there's a bad enough storm, I don't know what happens.
I've seen the people on stormy cruise ships and like the furniture's floating around. Not floating, shifting around because of the leaning of the ship.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising. It's big enough where it's not terrible, but you can still feel some movement on.
Well, and they have stabilizers to help it, which I know from Below Deck.
But what an inefficient way. It's like, I'm going to go to the UK. It's going to take me a week to get there because we traveled 24 knots.
Yeah. Can you imagine doing it by sail?
No.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking about people used to go out in wooden boats and sails. Ugh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or even I saw the ships, like when the Irish would leave Ireland and come over to the United States, and the ships were like, the conditions are fucking god awful.
Yeah,
these are not
awful.
huge boats. Like, they're big enough, but they're not huge. And you're just crammed. There's wooden boats, and everyone's probably vomiting. And no wonder disease ran rampant.
Well, they're so used to it. They might not be vomiting, but they're definitely spreading diseases and having like secret sea marriages with each other so that they can have sex.
Was there a ceremony?
Everyone's gay underway. That's what they say.
Well, I'm talking about like when people are leaving Ireland, but if you're talking about just dudes going out on a ship to ensure, like, I'm going to explore with just a bunch of other men.
Yeah.
I'm on Magellan ship and I'm going to travel the world, around the world. We're going to circumvent
Yeah, I'm going to find
globe.
a new route to the spice trade or whatever.
When we were in Puerto Rico, I kept calling ourselves gringos. I just felt like people hated us. And then you'd see some graffiti. It's like, gringos go home. But there's this one statue. I can't remember what it was commemorating, but somebody wrote on there like genocide, and it's like, give me a fuck it. Like, the people in Puerto Rico are of Spanish descent. I know there are some people that are still of the native descent, but I feel like I looked it up. It's very similar to people here. Like, I have Native American in me, and
okay.
Someone like Warren, and it's like 0.005%.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. And the state of the world these days, you get people in Puerto Rico, so get the genocide people, fuck them. They came, like, get your descendants of those people. I'm not making excuses for what happened, but you writing this, everyone's pretending to be of the native Puerto Rican descent these days. So, yeah, okay. Does that make you feel better? Yeah, my great grandfather. Cool. Yeah, you're still Spanish. Sorry. Still of Spanish descent. Deal with it. No, it doesn't fit your graffiti. You have to deal with your guilt another way.
It's funny that kind of stuff exists in other places. Of course it does, right? But I guess the hubris is like, I think, oh no, Americans are the one that are going to do stupid shit like that. And it's like, no, it's everywhere.
It is everywhere, but people like to, blame other people so they don't feel as bad about the nasty shit in their past.
It's just human nature.
Yeah. It's like, you're worse. I was like, technically we're not worse. Like, you're French. You're the most racist.
You're French.
You can pretend that America's worse in that department, but you're a lot more racist than we are. Frenchy.
For sure.
No. It's my French accent. No.
Do you know how to say egg in French? It's oeuf.
I did not know.
So if you want to say no egg, you'd be like, no oeuf.
It's a Romance language. It's so beautiful. It makes me cum.
Oh, shit.
Just listening to someone speak. Now I don't know where to put this condom that your language is made of.
Give it to the guy in a cup. Poor guy.
It's a Romance language.
English is a Romance language.
Is it? No, it's not. It's somewhere in between.
Yes. I'm pretty sure.
I feel like it's in between a Romance language and like a Germanic language.
Well,
it's not as harsh, but it's not as beautiful.
Oh, maybe that's true. We are like German.
It's just somewhere in the middle.
Germanic. Germaniac.
It just falls somewhere in the middle. It's impossible to know what it sounds like if you don't speak it. Those videos that say this is what English sounds like, and it's like, no, you're just making noises. I was like, it's not what it sounds like.
That one Italian song. Well, he's Italian, and he sang a song to sound like an American saying nonsense words. I thought that sounded pretty good.
Yeah, that could be pretty good. There was something I came across. I think it was just some English that was hard to hear, so you couldn't really make it out. I was like, that was the closest. I was like, oh, I can't remember what the situation was where I heard that, though. But that made me think. It's like, oh, this is what it sounds like.
I feel like I've been hungover and like maybe still a little drunk kind of thing. Like listening to a TikTok and being like, I don't comprehend these words.
Yeah, TikTok, it's hard to comprehend. But you're happy, though. It's been saved, right? Never mind that the economy is going to be destroyed, but TikTok is still around.
Hey, they got to give us something.
Until Juneteenth.
Yeah, why are they always threatening to get rid of awesome things like Vine and now TikTok? And TikTok isn't really all that awesome anymore. It's all right.
Well, it's still around.
Yeah. It fills my time with nonsense.
Never mind.
Really interesting things.
Never mind that you lost thousands of dollars, and I know that the stock market's not the economy, but I don't know. It's too late in the show to get into this. I fear for my job ultimately.
Yeah, I'd be a little scared as well.
Well, working in media, when the economy starts to get shitty, the first thing to go is companies' advertising budgets, and when you work in media, you're dependent on that.
Yeah. Do you think you would be okay versus Christina? Like, do you have a higher position?
I do have a higher position, but who knows?
Yeah.
Does that really mean you're okay if you make more in the end?
Not necessarily making more, but just a higher position. They might keep you more. They might keep you.
Yeah, my view has always been they look at a sheet and like, this person makes this much, get rid of them.
Oh, but they need the infrastructure to stay.
Yeah, so they say. Who knows? I was thinking about it. Did I get to a point in my career where you're never safe in media, but am I safer? I don't know. That's one of the things I think about us working together if we both lost our jobs at the same time.
Yeah, that's scary.
All thanks to tariffs.
Your eggs are in one basket.
Tariffs.
You got to diversify your eggs.
Yeah, maybe we should start looking some Disney jobs.
There you go. You could get on a cruise.
Nah, there's nothing for me to do on a cruise.
You could empty the trash filled with cup condoms.
No, thank you. Those people work hard. And then you do tip them at the end. Well, you tip the servers and the room person. And then like the head waiter who you see twice. It's like, why am I giving you a fucking tip? What did you do?
They are in charge of all the other waiters.
Yeah. I mean, their tip, you can prepay for your tips, which was done by our friend. So
oh, wow.
I put more cash into the envelopes, but they give you coupons and it's already broken down. So the server gets $80 for the week tip.
Wow.
And then the assistant server gets $59 for the week. And then the head got like
$59 from everyone?
Well, from each
passenger-ish? Adult?
So it'd be $40 a person.
Oh, okay.
Because I know my sister's cabin with all the kids was more. Like they charged, she paid like $180 or something.
Interesting.
Where Christine and I only had $80, so it's like $40 a person.
Yeah.
That's not so bad depending on how many tables you have. You are working hard. And then the room guy, same thing. It was like $80, but then I tipped another $30 on top of it.
That's so nice.
Well, they're doing shit jobs.
Yeah.
I know I know we're at time, but it's funny to listen to people talk, justify. Well, they're working hard, but from the country they are from.
Oh my God!
This is good money. They're able to have so they're cleaning up my shit. Yes, they're carrying my used condoms out. Yes, but if they were at home in Brazil, then they'd be struggling right now.
Ugh, fuck that.
Indonesia, they would.
This $40 will last them a year.
Yeah, it's like, just be nice to the fucking people who are doing the shit work.
Yeah, tip them. Tip them the way that they're supposed to be tipped.
This is good money for them. They should be so lucky. They work for Disney.
I better go because I think the kids are. I gotta.
All right, we'll book your.
I promised them I'd play Gorilla Tag or whatever with them.
All right, we'll book your Disney cruise.
All right, I will. Thanks everybody for listening. I hope that you too go on a Disney cruise. Okay, bye.
I'm not giving Disney this much advertisement for free. Give me some money.